Okay, so that's all cleaned off. The 3 pieces of wood that I just put the resin or epoxy, whatever you may call it, I put them over here. This is going to be the lamp once it's done. The cord goes in through the bottom. You can't see it anywhere. And it comes out through the top. And that's where we're at with that. This, I'm going to keep the leather. I'll put it up on the shelf like I said earlier. Put the ice cream sticks away. These are a bunch of light bulbs. That reminds me, throw some shit on the floor. I gotta order some more lights. As many lights as I have. I have a set of 4 track lights and I have no bulbs for them. So I gotta order bulbs. Oh yeah. Like I don't have enough bulbs. I gotta order more. Alright. Yeah. Okay. So these are gonna go up there. This is gonna go over there. This is magnetic material, so these could go over here. But the other magnetic material, which goes in there. So for now, where can I put it? I'll put it there to remind me. And once the wife comes out, which she will be coming out shortly, this is a battery charger and reconditioner for whatever it's worth. You can put it on recondition, and I guess it drains the battery slow, and then it gradually goes through a cleaning cycle and then recharges it. So they say. So where do I put it? I could put it up there, but see, I got a piece of metal track up there. So if I put it up there, every time I go to take that track down, I am going to wreck it and drop everything. So let me put it right there for now. And not find it later when I'm looking for it. That track, I should really take that down. That will allow me to use that shelf. So I'll take care of that. These are shelving. So I gotta actually find a home for that. This is a Pride Fowler. It was going to be the, if you looked into a scope, what it looked like, but I never got any further than that. So I'll just put it up there for now, or I'll keep this over there because I can use this as just a piece. These are also pieces I can use for shims. That's also a piece of plastic I can use as a shim. So I'll put this over here in the shim drawer. The shim drawer. Well, actually, I got to keep one of them here. I like to keep a couple pieces of wood around here just in case I need it. There's a bunch of cabinet knobs. I don't need those, so I gotta find a home for them. So anyway, basically I'm just walking around cleaning things up, wasting time, and that's about it. So I'm hoping that doesn't dry real quick because I want to be able to use it. And then according to them, this should be okay for at least a couple hours. So we should be okay with that. Alright, listen, let me do a few things. I'll be right back. So, what have we done? Well, I had gone out to the shop, that old shop, that used to be the shop, believe it or not. And I got all of Rob. Rob is a good friend of mine, and I've said it before, nice guy, really nice guy. I have a few friends, you know, Rob being one of them, that are just great friends. That's all there are to it. You know, you can't say enough good about them. And back quite a few years ago, I'm thinking 5, 6, 7 years back, he had a bunch of reloading equipment that he wasn't using. And he brought it all over here. I didn't have the edition on at the time, so I was working on it here. There is a video on it. I just don't know how far back it goes. And I started, cleaning it up. Some of it had some bad parts and, rusted here and there, and some of the lettering and measurements were kind of shot. So I went through it all and cleaned it all up. And then I never got a chance to use it. After doing all that, I said, you know what, now that I've done this and I've played with it, I don't want to reload. I ain't got time for it, first of all. Because in my opinion, you really don't save any money. And it just takes a lot of time away from family time. So I just don't care to do it. And then what money that you may save, you spent well over on getting the equipment. Because the equipment could cost you thousands of dollars. Now, if it's just a hobby and it's something you want to do, that's fine. But you really don't save that much. You really don't. By the time you buy the bullets, and the primers, and then your casings are good. You got to, and I don't trust the casing after it's been used 2 times. Third time, I mean, some guys run the casings until they just don't run anymore. When they start jamming up or something. But 2 times is about it. When I'm using a reload that somebody may have given me, because I don't normally shoot reloads anyway. I always buy new brass. And like I say, for what you pay for it nowadays, just go to the range. What's it cost you? $10 for 50 rounds? I mean, I just ordered some actually. I think I spent $600, and I've got what did I get? 500 rounds of 45. No, 700 rounds of 45. 300 rounds of 45 defense. 700 rounds of 40. 300 rounds of 40 defense. 500 rounds of 22 long rifle CCI. High velocity. I bought some 9s, but I don't remember how many 9s I bought. Maybe 500. And I bought a few 380s defense and so a couple more boxes of 32 defense. $600. I mean, come on. Now, I save my brass. It doesn't eat. And I put it in these 5-gallon drums, these 5-gallon buckets. Now, this one's about a third full. That one's full. That one's full. And they weigh in, and all it is brass. And they weigh in on an average between 75 and 80 pounds per bucket. So the last time I took them to the scrapyard, I had a little over 300 pounds of brass. And back then, it was a good price. They were paying I believe it was $1.82 a pound. And I had just a little bit over 300 pounds. And then I had some lead. Now, lead as a rule I don't deal with at all. But they were cleaning out the range. I said, you know what, I'm going to take a couple of scoops of lead, because I was able to make some lead plates with it that I was able to use for something. And then I was done with it. I didn't need it, so I said, the hell with it. Lead doesn't interest me at all. It's not a healthy thing to be playing with. So I think I had 70 pounds of lead, clean, and it was melted down into a plate. I don't remember what I got for that. And I had 12 batteries as well. And I go by the battery weight, not so much by the battery, because the batteries that I had were all group 31s, so they were a big heavy battery. you know, and I'm not going to take the price of a small battery and give them a big battery, you know. So I had some batteries, but by the time I was done, between, not counting the batteries, between the brass and the lead, I walked out there with over 600 bucks. You know, I mean, so you kind of add that up, and you know, if you shoot every 2 or 3 years, you fill up a couple buckets of brass, you know, or you pick up everybody else's brass, but it's got to be just brass. They don't want any mixtures. You know, and you tell them they're casings and it's clean. At that point, you know, you make a pretty good penny back on it, which pays for, in my case, a few thousand rounds of ammunition. So, alright, so anyway, where am I? This is all cleaned up over here now. Ta-da! I got a couple more bins or whatever out of the back shed. This was going to go over there in one of those bins because that's got all leather and what you call it, straps. This, I'm going to take it to the range so they can use it if they want to for shooting with the rifles. I made a couple of them before they took them. So there's another one I had just in case I wanted to use it, but for most part I don't use them. Here's a couple more over here, so I'll take these. This I'll keep, and there's another one here that I used when I fixed the 40, the Glock, that was crooked. So I'll go through some of that. But for most part, this is pretty well cleaned up over here. So that's clean. This bench is cleaned. This will be cleaned tomorrow, completely cleaned. Everything put away. This bench over here is cleaned up. I'm going to just use it for this type of stuff, so it's never going to be really used for anything other than putting shit there to dry. This is partially cleaned up, but this part here is always going to be a little bit of a mess. This is emptied out, and this, I got to do something with the flags, but this is all coming out of here this week. And then I'll decide what I want to do as far as moving that stove over to here and run it through the wall. Because I say that I think this is going to be a better place for it. And I got the plenum on it. I have one end already, which is on the other side, and that'll be coming out this side, so that'll shoot heat this way, and I'll put a little cut on this side which will go out this side, and heat will go out that way. And this little piece of pegboard is doing absolutely nothing, so I don't need that there, and we're pretty well set. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll have a little heat on that end, plus the furnace is down there. And then I'll have more heat coming to this end, which is where I spend most of my time. So we're pretty well cleaned up. It's a little after 4, and I'm pretty well done. Now we did have a spider sitting. Oh boy, he was quick. There was a monster spider web right here about an hour, hour and a half ago, with a big old spider in it. And he's gone, and half the web is gone. Wow. They are quick. Alright. I mean, this spider was about the size of, what do you call those, recluse? I forgot what the hell they call them. But they're not. They're just big old ugly spiders. Yeah, I'm telling you, he was right here. The web's even gone. So there's a couple little pieces of web sitting there. I guess they weave their web, they catch their prey, they eat, and then they move on. I guess, who knows. So, alright, let me turn the fan off and turn the TV off and go in the house and plant more videos on you. I can't say it enough, guys. Really, you know, if you don't watch them all, I understand. So I won't feel bad. You know, to hear from you occasionally, which is nice. Yeah, like there are some guys or some channels out there that I was responding to with comments and never hearing anything back. You know, I'd hear a comment back on the comment that I left, but I never would get a comment on any of my videos. So and they weren't big channels. I can understand big channels, but you know, this one guy's got like 280 subs. And we're somewhat involved in some of the same things. And you can't comment on my channel? Yeah, well, screw you. So, I mean, I watch channels that have no interest of what I am in, you know, or what I'm involved in or anything. I really don't care, but I still watch it out of the courtesy because you watch mine, you know, and you comment on mine. So, as a YouTube friend and respect, I do the same. Yeah. But now, if you got, you know, 10,000 viewers, I may not expect you to watch, you know, or comment on a video. You know, I mean, I'd like to see a comment on 1 out of 10, you know, but, you know, I mean, that's, you know, I understand. All right, listen, comment as much as you can. That's all there is to it. Right. All right, guys. The green screen, today is Tuesday. So I'm thinking everything will be in by the end of the week. The power supply, they said, will be in 2 days, free shipping. The motor, I don't remember. When I go inside, I'll see. If the motor was another day or two, that means I should see everything Thursday, or possibly Friday the latest. And I'll show you what I got, and we'll work on the screen. And then we can start playing with that. I really haven't done anything with it. I think I did one thing with it one day when I first got it. And that was about it. I really don't remember doing much with it. So it's going to be a learning curve. Oh, no! Another 1,000 videos of the same thing. Catch you guys later. Hey guys, I just, where's my head lately? See this thing? Well, let me see if I can figure out how to do this so you can see it without me showing you out of nothing. There, maybe that'll work. This is a 12-volt jack. What's this? Up down button. Low torque. Huh? This is something that's been sitting in the other part of the garage, you know, back there, the shop that we were just cleaning. I dug this out because we were cleaning up that area. And I said, what am I going to do with this thing now? Jesus, you know, I'm not using it. You know, so do I keep it? Do I scrap it? And I forgot about it. It was just sitting there. Well, I was just on my way back to the house because I was going back in, you know, and calling it a day. And I see this sitting there. And I go, bingo! Now, I already ordered the motor, so you know what? I'm not going to cancel the order. However, this, let me plug it in over here. It's a 12-volt lighter plug. I have 12 volts. Here's the up-down button, plugged into 12 volts. here's the motor for the green screen. Now I don't use it for the truck for two reasons. One is I got AAA. I don't change my tires. The other thing is I don't keep a spare anyway. And they're tubeless, so I keep a tubeless kit in the truck. So if I get it flat, I can just find the hole. I keep a thing of air in there, you know, one of those tire fixer thingers, and put a little air in it, find the hole, put the plug in it, and I'm done. It's easier than changing the tire. And this was a problem because this plate kept breaking off. You see it's got a crack on it because it couldn't take the tension of it lifting up the vehicle. So you know what? This is perfect. It's time to scrap it. So tomorrow we are going to be doing the green screen. Why didn't I think of that? Look at that. Perfect. And like I say, it's 12 volt. I won't use the lighter plug, but I got 12 volts over there, so I'll tie it into the fuse, and here we are. Boy, I'll tell you, all this time, this has been hanging around, and I didn't even think of it. I was just on my way in the house, and bingo. Okay, good. I do have two motors coming. However, the motors are only $13 or $14 a piece, so I'll have them for future projects, I'm sure. You know, it's not worth canceling them really, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll get them in. I'll show them to you when they come in anyway, just in case you guys are ever looking for a motor. You'll know what I got, and we'll know what it does. I'll do a review on it. Even though I won't get anything out of it, I'll do a review anyway. I'll do it so you guys will know.